really just Jake, actually, to try and shut it down with Komplet, where Junkrat can be surprisingly decent anti-air at times with his recent changes.
Yeah, there's definitely a strategy you can employ with Junkrat to get up to that level where the fair is, but they're going for flank. I thought South Korea might do this when I saw their composition, because this is a squad-based composition. It is 2 parts and 4 parts. Jaehong is going to be responsible for the tanks on the ground, and Toby... It's going to be solely on Flower duty. They do not see this CP.
This is sneaky, sneaky stuff from Flower, a stealth bomber if there ever was one, but the defenses have been alerted. Now you see Matt getting into position. You got to think he's going to be going for Flower here in a second. You can't leave him here to just pepper you with rockets from above for too long, but so far he has been uncontested in the USA. They're just hiding for cover.
There's a lot of cover on this map too, and that is a couple of huge kills. Matt decides he does not want the Pharah, he wants the Mercy instead. Flower lucky to get out with his life before he is wilting. Will drop down for a pack, but that push completely deflected. Thanks to the nice diva play from Komplet.
Flower taking the float of shame back to his team there. And what we saw there is one way of dealing with a Pharah where it's not usually effective is you ignore it. You just try and win the ground war. Jake says, you know what? I'm in the army now. I'm just going to go over and flank your team, kill 3 people. Why not?
There's just a lot of really good cover to hide away from a Pharah on this map. And unless your ground war is pushing them out of their hidey holes, you're not going to have a whole lot of targets. Boost is up. We'll see which target this goes on for Jaehong.
Sinatra goes down early, and I don't think he's in a very resible position. No, Adam goes for it anyways. He's back up, and he gets Toby back off the flank, and the United States might very well hold here once more.
The small downside from that is that Adam didn't feel comfortable going in just for the resurrection. He wanted the Valkyrie resurrection to give himself a little more survivability and mobility. So that 1 kill onto Sinatra cost them a Mercy ultimate to get back onto it, giving South Korea the advantage in that regard. They're still holding on to a couple of their own. South Korea's next push might be their best option so far.
And very well could be. They're going to have to go through Raucus's Transcendence here, but it'd be a boon if they could somehow get him early. Flower under pressure from Komplet, not necessarily the safest place to fly right now. Flower going in deeper. Raucus still holding on to Transcendence, not using it yet. There's a lot of patience coming in from this USA team and dealing with this assault. And Flower, the Discord orb followed by the Diva pressure, forces him back.
He's just chucking mines at him from below, but Jake has got himself in a really rough position now. He is close to death, will fly away, grab on the point, but they're not cleaning it up.
The Transcendent says, we're gonna be fine. They get Toby, and Mano, though, drops the hammer. South Korea still fighting, still trying to turn this, but you see Matt, one of the last ones remaining here. How long can he delay? Jake is gonna go down. South Korea, they might have cracked this.
Jake was trying to get the pressure onto the Pharah. That is one of his jobs as a Junkrat, even though it seems a little bit against what he is best at. A pretty solid defense overall. They will finally clean up and get back onto this point, making them use some ultimates in the way to do so. Do they want to come back here? They've got reses. Here comes Matt.
They're coming back in. They're not giving South Korea anything for free. It's a bold plan, but Jake, barrage over the top. Flower gives his life for it. The United States very well could bring this back. However, with the resurrection coming in from Toby, they've at least made South Korea invest the Valkyrie, but that should now be South Korea's point.
That was 100% worth it, in my opinion, to come back, because if they don't invest the Valkyrie, they might lose the fight, and now you flip the advantage, most importantly, the support ultimate advantage in your favor. Adam sitting at 78%, Toby at 0. What Valkyrie gives you is essentially 2 more lives. It is an 8v6 when that ultimate is up.
All right, well, the United States, they can feel very proud about that early defense. They certainly bought a lot of time, and now it's gonna be South Korea under time pressure for the rest of this map, and it's very easy, Hex, to get gummed up here in the streets phase.
It can be. I'm going to be interested to see where the United States wants to hold, if they're going to try to hold high ground or do a door pressure kind of hold and send all the way down. That is an enormous pulse bomb. Adam out of this fight, and usually when that happens in this current patch, the fight is over.
Sabilby striking deep into the backline, and now South Korea is getting some badly needed momentum.
This might be heading this way. South Korea, they're going to take point B. They're going to knock down that door. And Flower hits a brick wall. Cool, man. Goes a little bit too deep. A little bit. They will get second point. They will add a little bit more time on the clock. 2:40. Again, it's going to be interesting to see where the United States wants to hold. Do they want to hold straight up on this door? It's a very solid place you can hold now, even though the changes to the map have made a crumbling escape. Toby and Zuba down means that this fight's going to take a little bit longer to reset up at the very least. Jake has consistently been very sneaky on his Junkrat here, where he's coming from directions that South Korea is not always expecting, and that just buys the United States more time here, where, again, you look at the time South Korea has, because of their slow start on point A, Hex, they don't have many pushes here to the castle, but here they go. I like the switch from Sinatra to go onto the Zarya too. It is one of his best heroes. He gets Gravitons up like no one's business. Blade comes through from Flower, but largely negated with the Transcendence. Only gets one kill. Adam will bring Sinatra back to life. Now every brought back to life, but there goes Adam. We got roses on both ends. The support ultimates are now out of it, but the United States is controlling space very well right now. Matt pushing South Korea back. They have to give up some room, and now the tire from the side. Both your supports are gone. This should signal ends this push. Well, it's nice, but it's a little bit late. There's still some bodies alive from Korea on the cards, and even though they lost both their supports, that card can be a decent source of healing as well. They will choose to back out, though, as Fact has invested his ultimate into it, but not the decisive huge fight, as the fight is actually somewhat still just going now. It's going back and forth. Next fight, though, Adam has a Valkyrie at the ready, but something to note here, this is a very closed-in area. Valkyrie is not quite the invincibility spell that it sometimes can be in other areas, so you still have to be very careful when you use it here. Toby's done a great job of building up his Valkyrie, too, despite some of the advantages that you would think Adam has. Toby's done a great job of getting his Valkyrie up as well. All right, well, South Korea taking another crack at this here. They almost have the Transcendence up. Zumba goes down early. Fact gives his life for the pressure, but he's brought back up as the United States. They sense weakness, they move right over. And finally, Jake puts an end to Sabio's 20-player kill streak, which is nearly unheard of, even with resurrections. Back to Jake will just camp right outside the door. You have seen if they can get anything going there. And we are at 30 seconds, CP. Don't forget Sinatra, he swapped here to the Zarya's already almost built up a Graviton. How important is this here for this final fight? Graviton is a fight-winning ultimate, period, end of statement. And that's where it is, where Sinatra, he's gonna have this grab up. South Korea has to play this perfectly. They might have the Transcendence, but you can still be critically wounded while stuck in a Graviton. Will the USA defend this castle? Sinatra, holding in the back. Graviton, not quite ready yet. The gauge is early. Now, he drops the grab immediately. South Korea, have a hug your neighbor. The self-destruct from the back. 2 quick kills from the United States. But South Korea, we're gonna Transcendence still fight this Hex. Transcend out on both sides as they look awkwardly at each other. Here comes the Valkyrie undoing all of that Graviton work. Teams at 4 force now, and Flower dashes through, cutting up the supports. South Korea continues to push it overtime. Toby turning the tides, the double resurrection. South Korea endures the Graviton, and now Zumba might have the victory Graviton of his own. Still very much alive. The United States getting staggered. We're in overtime, Hex, but it doesn't matter if Zumba lands a great grab here. They could get locked in the doorway here depending on where this grab wants to go. It's one of the only ultimates on the field. Adam nearing his own Valkyrie again. Sinatra just used that grab at 66%. If this drags on, he could have his own grab. All right, Zumba, the man of the hour, drops the Graviton, gets the Team USA tanks in it. Is the follow through going to be there? Matt, damaged, but not dead yet. Able to back out to a safer spot as the pilot Diva. And now, both teams looking to contest the card. It's delayed from the United States. Sinatra not going to get a grab because he's blown right up. Resurrection though from Adam in progress. Both tanks back into the fray. The Angel of Mercy has given the United States a chance to delay this out a little bit more. Flower looking for a little bit, not finding everything he wants, but Sinatra dies for about the 3rd time in the last 10 seconds as they continue to push. It is all South Korea in that kill feed. United States looking for a miracle. They will not find.
Mercy you used to only see with a Far player just to get the vertical escape. She's got her own wings now. No need, as Flower's gonna just take the long distance damage of Soldier 76.
Speaking of having wings, don't tell Junkrat that he can't fly. He is more airborne than I think he's ever been with recent changes. And Jake, his goal here, get damage over the top, crack some shields, and whoa, what a concussive mine. Scattering South Korea and giving the United States more room to work with here, Hex.
Junkrat can fly in the same way like Wile E. Coyote can fly. It's not graceful, it's not beautiful, but he does get some airtime.
I mean, I would say his products are much better than that. Whatever his source is, it's way better than Wile E. Coyote. But Jake right now, not a lot of pressure on him, but he's doing a lot of damage, certainly pushing South Korea back. No early pickup here, though, just yet. South Korea is still enduring.
Taking a nap is Jake. He will get cleaned up and forcing out the resurrection. Flower takes down Cool Matt on the other side of things. Jake just gonna hoof it out of there. They decide to back up a little bit. Adam retreating as well. So using the resurrections and then retreating, it's fine because Adam has Valkyrie up, so they can make a very concerted push here next.
That was one of the highest level poke battles I think we've seen all day, where both teams had a very good plan of dealing with each other. The United States, great positioning early on. South Korea, though, they didn't panic. They just backed out, waited for their opportunity, and off of the sleep dart, that created what was the opportunity. However, Sabilby taken down immediately here. This could hurt.
It should force out the resurrection. You wanted your Tracer in here. Jake is going to use this tire to try to get the Mercy, and he does! Toby down, no resurrection on the table. Swing back coming from South Korea, though.
But there's Adam, both heroes coming back up into the fray. A clear numbers advantage for the United States. They got the Mercy, South Korea didn't, and now this might be leading to a first point capture, as it might be all cleanup from here.
Jake's just going to fly to the skies, take the upper echelon there, and be able to take down two. They clean up, will attack first point with 2 minutes left on the clock. Very similar times for both offenses to capture this first point. See what kind of transitions we move to on second point.
The United States is working with a bit of a time advantage by about a minute to a minute and a half, I would say. So this is not bad for them here so far. However, you have to deal with the South Korean defense in the second, where they've been very good on that stage in the past.
They do make a few changes. Jae-Hong has gone off of the Ana onto the Zenyatta, which might be a little better for this vertical-oriented map here, where Ana doesn't necessarily have the sight lines. But now you get your Tracer, the Orb of Healing, let her just go do whatever she wants. And it seems like United States is sticking on their composition that they're on so far, so no changes from them.
And remember why teams be this aggro, what we just saw from South Korea there, is that you were trying to bring out ultimates from that early area, but the pressure wasn't really well coordinated. South Korea wasn't all in at the same time. The United States just broke through, and as a result, they get through that archway very quickly here, Hex. And South Korea, they have to find some time to reset.
Fact Fiction and Cool Matt are doing a really interesting job of just scouting the high ground without committing to it. But wow, Mano sees an opening and just leaps onto Adam. They will commit a tactical visor to this as well, just to ensure that this fight is over. South Korea now gets to choose wherever they want to defend.
That was very good coordination, where that wasn't all Mano. You had the poke damage coming in from the Mercy over the top, did just enough for the leap in, and you lose your Mercy, you lose the push.
The name of the game so far. We do have both Mercies with their ultimates up. Jake a little too big for his bridges, feeds them a mine but gives his life up for it. Meanwhile, both teams have used a single res. Here comes a big tire.
Well, tire's one good way of making run scatter, but not quick enough. Able to take down Jae-Hong there. And of course, he's gonna get went
For nothing.
Well, this might be going from scientist to burly German man there, where he even had the primal rage. So this is interesting for Fact Fiction if he is swapping, and I guess he's not swapping. I'm not actually sure why he jumped into the pit now. But in any case, he will have the Primal Rage up for this next fight. And we'll see if they can capitalize this momentum, Hex, as they still have 2 minutes and 25 seconds to work with.
Yeah, Pulse Bomb up for Sinatra. Remember, they have to complete it to the end to at least force out a draw or another attempt from them. On the next side of things, the South Korea did finish this map. Now here comes a tire, but so huge, will take down Mano. Insta-res on Jake, who gave his life for it. Straight out that Pulse Bomb.
Meanwhile, you have Fact Fiction going deep, still has Primal Rage and doesn't need to use it here. Gets healed up. This is very big for the next fight. And this is the danger zone for South Korea, because if they don't win this next fight, the United States will almost certainly be taking Eichenwalde.
This is great for Fact. He's got Primal Rage. It's a closeout ultimate. He can play Bouncer at the door. He pops it and just keeps punching them in there. He chooses to hold it for now, maybe using it as a survival tactic. Jake kills Toby. That's enormous.
That is huge. It can't be any bigger. Jake off the triple kill, clearing the way for USA. The Fallen being rezzed up by Adam. They're so close right now. Adam in Valkyrie state, hovering above, bringing up the Fallen, healing those who that need healing, and now the United States, they're keeping the pressure on right now in this key moment.
Yeah. They need to kill Toby. Toby is too close to Valkyrie. In fact, falls himself into a trap. Tries to go get healed. He does not. There are no resurrections available. United States needed to close out that fight faster. They did not.
Nej.
Jeg går herom igen, så jeg kan få en sneak fast rank.
Jeg tror, de ved ind.
De pusher helt tilbage.
Ja, det ved vi godt. Vi prøvede det her mod dem sidst.
Nå, Taser står gennem på venstre.
Der er en Tracer bag os eller sådan noget.
Tracer bag os her på spot.
Står på bag payload.
Og hun er low? Nå.
Der er Mercy.
Ja, du er bare der.
Mercy ned.
Stød lidt i hus. Jeg er på stød.
De er
det var så mange igen.
Jeg dør.
Sådan en. Den ned.
Hun er low.
Reset.
Ja, reset den. Lad os prøve igen. Lad os prøve at vinde sammen, når vi kommer op på Vibroen.
My ultimate is charging.
Okay, de pusher helt tilbage igen. De kører helt ind på pointet.
Hvorfor ni måske du skal på Tracer i stedet for, altså på...
Kører vi venstre? Kører vi højre?
Nej, fortsæt den her.
Kan du ikke venstre til dig? Monkey er ude i
Jo, det er det, vi kører venstre, Olsen. Vi kører venstre, sammen med Dymer.
Ready. Så,
Monkey er på, Monkey er på.
De var halv. Eller ikke, de var en tid.
Genji er...
De var om, ikke?
Hallo?
Divede.
Jeg har Genji, gør død.
Jeg har Monkey. Se Mercy. Mercy, jeg er på high ground.
Don't worry, I got it.
Jeg er med dig, Olsen.
Hjælp fail.
Jeg prøver ikke.
Der er en tracer på.
Kom.
Tracer på punkt.
Nej, Mercy nu.
Jeg har min ult, jeg bruger den lige, når vi kommer videre. Kommer Tracer nu, kommer Tracer højre.
My ultimate is charging.
Godt. Skift til win. Nej, gem den.
Jeg bruger lige ulti.
Jeg bruger lige min ult, så gør jeg...
Ja.
Du skal bare bruge den nu, ligesom Olsen gjorde.
Olsen, den hænger fast, den der.
Jeg ved ikke, hvad du taler om.
Olsen er jo aldrig fejl.
på Tracer.
Der er over her.
Husk, jeg kan ikke komme op og hjælpe.
Oh.
Jeg er tilbage.
Nej, det var fair mig. Nej, fuck. Jeg var lige ved nu. Jeg så vidt, jeg kunne ramme igen til den, men det var lidt dårligt. Nej, det er hurtigt. Jeg kommer med det. Jeg ikke. Jeg fik det med mig. Ja. Jeg er hurtigt, de kan gætte på det. Hun er bedre banen.
Og Winston op til venstre, der hvor jeg plejer at stå.
Den død.
Det var en res.
Han blev restet.
Hvor på den venstre?
Der kommer Genji efter dig.
Hallo.
Hvis jeg er stadig i liv.
Vi skal Monkey.
Genji kommer bag os, Genji kommer bag os.
Jeg dør.
What?
Mercy low.
Han vidste, hvad jeg var.
Hey, så var halv. Recallet.
Og I bruger også Diva-ult.
Jeg skifter altså til Tracer.
Ja, jeg gør
Vi
det.
sparer vi ikke, vi sparer reset.
Og reset.
Så vi kan pick på Tracer, det kan være, at vi kan komme hurtigt tilbage. Og få et pick før, at man får et push.
Altså på
Og de
center.
er fans.
Cool.
Hvad er der?
Så Diva. Send nu.
Den er nede.
Monkey.
Nice. Ja,
De vil hun er bag os, hun er bag.
Mercy.
Mercy low. Den er igen.
Mercy er virkelig low. Hun er nede.
Jeg bruger healing.
Jamen, jeg er ikke ved dig.
Der er sådan Genji på første sal. Der er Genji. Monkey.
Skal Monkey.
De bruger
der er
Snærtholdet der, og hvad bruger de mere? Snærtholdet, Monkey har Monkey Diva brugt de sidste fight, og Mercy brugte
jeg er næsten nu.
Hvor ikke de har nogen altid klar. De er nok Genji Blade om 2 sekunder. Så vær klar på det fail. Få dem til at engage på dig, så se om du kan bait.
Okay.
Tracer kommer venstre om.
Skal de altså Diva? Nice.
Mange kommer højre, Det skal du også.
Gør full.
Mercy.
Værsgo.
Hun faldt ind i borgen. Kom op. Nej, til Mercy. Hey, Mercy også inde. Det skal du. Der er igen i fokus. Monkey, han er her. Kom igen, det skal de der. Nå, okay. Hold da så. Monkey, der kommer til ud. Kom bare så mod. Monkey, du høre din Tracer. Jeg skifter lige på hende, så vi kan høre den. Ja, og en Genji. Jeg killer ham lidt. Kommer igen. Tracer med. Jeg skifter til Genji. Det er det dårligt. Det kan fint. Bare ikke fokus på Mercy. Det er mange ult. Godt, vi er fuld team nu. Det kan lige. Ja, på Mercy her. Ja, hun er op der. Ja, bare reset. Ja, reset. Jeg står tilbage på punktet lige nu.
Hvis vi kører ind på...
Jeg vil bare hoppe på Mercy på en ulti.
Er vi klar?
Der er en disco på Diva.
3, 2, 1, kør!
Hvor er det sådan venstre?
Der var Mercy, der var Mercy.
Viser du det?
Fik jeg det, Fino? Husk godt nok. Og get de ulti igen, bare tilbage. Og tilbage til I pusher der. Ja, hold. Du bare ud over kanten. Nå, okay, nevermind. Ja, vi er på bedre.
Og nu kan vi komme ned på. Det er nok sikkert selv ud nu, skal jeg tænke på.
Ja, men vi har 5 ultis.
Ja, hvis vi får nykket... Hvis vi får nykket Mercy hurtigt nok...
Og igen.
Genji er tæt på ulti igen. Jeg tror, han er lige til venstre. Vi har 6 ulti nu. Vi kommer ud venstre. Bag os. Ja. Diva. Det står jeg der her. Det skal mange. Mercy nu. Jeg har sendt. Jeg har proberer. Kører det. Mercy nu. Sindssygt. Sendt ud. Der er en Genji, der kommer ude bag fra vores spawn. Diva ud. Det er til Genji. Hold da fedt. Fuck det her. Fuck it up. Det sker her. Fuck it over.
Vi er næsten væk. På Diva hurtigt.
Genji er på mig.
Han er bag jer.
Jeg har også Mercy nede bagved nu.
Genji ned.
Mercy er på vej.
Winston på point.
Den er væk.
Winston på point.
Jeg er heal. Jeg kommer her, drenge.
Genji du?
Send ud.
Jeg holder bare body blast.
Genji er nede bagved i spawn.
Bare kør.
Jeg bruger helt.
Han er bare, jeg har den fail.
Jeg er med. Mercy. Nice.
Det så Genji.
Nice.
Monkey bag fail.
Godt venstre.
Alt sammen, Monkey.
Og står en send nede i spawn.
Jeg fail. Hey.
Nice, dreng.
Hvorfor sagde den vi?
Det de lavede til sidst på os.
Ja, de er under point i hvert fald. Jeg er med.
Ja, kan du lige...
Vi går tilbage.
Jeg fik en kill.
Nice, funny. Kom frem, jeg er med.
Baby.
2 sekunder. Vi er nu.
Det er deres Mercy, der er nede, så der er ikke rest.
Jeg blev one-hitted. Over mig.
Konker ned.
Vinder.
Jeg er
Dårlig op.
Dårlig high ground.
Kommer right.
Der er noget. Nice. Har vi solgt den?
Han er nede.
Det er en kombination af DM og Masters også. Det er ikke game, og det er ikke Masters. Det er ikke dem her. Sorry.